Welcome to point channel. So today I will discuss about at the rate many to many annotation in Spring Boot. So I'm going to cover all these concepts. Basically, what is this annotation at the rate many to many, and when exactly we need this annotation, and so can we apply in a unidirectional way? So this at the rate many to many. If so, how? And similarly, what about bidirectional approach? At the rate many to many with bidirectional association. So with mapped by and without mapped by, how it works internally. So and similarly, so deletion of records with and without cascading. Is cascading is really required for the deletion of records? So that also we are going to discuss. And what are the bad effects of cascade removal? So, do we have any negative effects of cascade removal? That also we are going to discuss. So, if so, then what would be the better way of records deletion along with its children's deletion? So, yeah, I'm going to cover all these things. Yeah, without wasting time, let's jump into the coding part. Yeah, so just to in order to save time, so just some time before I have created a demo project. Here you can see many to many this bidirectional mapping. However, I mean, I will walk through you the code, whatever I have written here. Here, if you see, I have two entities, manufacturer and model. Okay, so basically many to many in the sense. I mean, here, manufacturer. For example, if you see in real time, let's assume car manufacturer. Car manufacturer can manufacture n number of models, right? So SUV, sports utility vehicle, or what you say, sedan, hatchback, or whatever, right? And similarly, model. Here you can see these are the models. So each model uh, can be manufactured by n number of manufacturers. So here, um, from the manufacturer side, it's kind of a one to many, and from the model side also, it's kind of a one to many. So one manufacturer can manufacture n number of models, and similarly one model can be manufactured by n number of manufacturers. So that's why it's known as many to many association, right? So um, so here I will just, I mean go through the fields. Here you can see I just have hardly what do you say, four fields: manufacturer ID, name, and location. Okay, so this is a just kind of association with models. So here you can see one manufacturer can have n number of models, right? So that's why I just represented with set. So we need to annotate like this at the rate many to many. So just for cascading operation, I just annotated with it. Sorry, I just added attribute cascade is equal to cascade type dot persist. Okay. Now if you see in the model also we have ID, model name, and just a rating. I just have these three fields. Okay. So since I'm going to demonstrate unidirectional approach at first, so I just commented this particular code snippet. Okay, so now if you see, we have two repositories. One is manufacturer repository, and similarly, this is a model repository. Nothing fancy. Okay, so here if you see, I have one utility package in which I have lazy testing class. So just to overcome lazy initialization exception, I have written this particular class, so that I'm going to discuss after some time. Okay, and this is just a main class in which we have a main method. That's it, nothing fancy. Okay, so this is just a application.properties file in which I just maintained MySQL database related data source properties. Okay, yeah. So this is just a test case. Just to demonstrate all our test scenarios of many to many association. Yeah, this is a just a high level code walkthrough. Okay. Uh, so yeah, let's go through one by one scenario. Okay. So yeah, my code is breaking. Just some time before I just commented some code. Okay. So I'm just commenting. Yeah, I'm just commenting. Okay. So yeah. So first scenario, insert manufacturer records. Insert manufacturer records. So let me close all other classes. So now if you see what I'm doing over here. So basically, I'm trying to uh, I'm trying to create or insert this manufacturer records, okay, in a unidirectional way. So let me open this manufacturer. So for example, obviously, in order to create, I mean, we just need to create the instances of this particular manufacturer entity, right? So and this manufacturer entity is having many to many association with so and so model, right? So now we have a cascade is equal to cascade type dot persist. So in the end of that particular method, obviously we need to use the save method of this manufacturer repository. That makes sense, right? So by that way, we can save manufacturer instances along with its model instances also. So now let's see what we are doing. So here, yeah. So model. So I have three models. Okay. So before that, I mean, you can. I mean, I just created one diagram. Yeah. Here, if you see, left side we have three manufacturers: Maruti, Toyota, Kia. Okay. So right side we have three models: SUV model, sedan model, hatchback model. So here, I mean, these are the IDs. So I mean, primary keys of these manufacturers: 1, 2, 3, and similarly 1, 2, 3. Okay. So here, I mean, by looking at this particular diagram, okay, we can clearly understand like Maruti is manufacturing two models, that is SUV model and similarly sedan model, right? And similarly, Toyota is manufacturing two models, that is sedan and similarly hatchback, and Kia is manufacturing only hatchback, right? So now, so yeah, one more point I want to say. So whenever we have at the rate many to many annotation, okay, so then internally Hibernate is not able to accommodate foreign key within the same entity, right? Why? Because it's kind of many to many association, right? So that's why internally Hibernate will create one more brand new table, or it's kind of a joint table in which we will have a primary keys of both the entities, right? So now in our case, we have what you say manufacturer entity in which we have at the rate many to many association, right? So in that case, it will create a brand new table with the name starts with manufacturer underscore models, right? So yeah, so so in that one, it is going to have association between manufacturer and model. Okay, so something like this. So for example, 1 1, okay, 1 and 1. So and similarly 1 2, okay, and 2 2 and 2 3, and similarly 3 3, something like this. Okay, let's see now. Okay, so here if you see, yeah, as I have shown in the diagram, I have created three models. Okay, so SUV, sedan, hatchback, and I have created three manufacturers. Okay, so Maruti, Toyota, Kia. Okay, so now what I'm doing, okay, since I have annotation at the rate many to many at the manufacturer entity end, so now I'm going to tie all the models to the manufacturer. Why? Because in the end of that particular method, I'm going to save the records of manufacturer. Why? Because we have clearly cascade is equal to cascade type dot persist. So now if you see here, so what I'm doing, I am tying models records to this particular Maruti. So here, if you see the diagram, just to visualize this diagram, Maruti has two models, right? SUV and sedan. So that's what I am doing. See here, SUV and this is sedan. And similarly, Toyota has two models, sedan and hatchback, right? So now here, if you see Toyota, okay, sedan and hatchback, right? And Kia has only hatchback. So this particular record, Kia has only hatchback. So finally, I'm just saving three manufacturer records, that is Maruti, Toyota, Kia. That's it. So internally it will save all the three records of three manufacturers, Maruti, Toyota, Kia, and since I have tied respective models to these particular manufacturers by this way, so internally it will create even models records also in the model table, just because of this cascade is equal to cascade type dot persist. So in order to maintain many to many association, internally it will create a joint table. Okay. So let's run this particular test case. Yeah. So yeah, if you see MySQL workbench, I just refreshed. I mean, as of now, I don't have any tables. Okay. So shortly, it is going to create three tables, that is manufacturer table and model table and manufacturer underscore models table, right? Yeah. So it will take a while. Just bear with me. Yeah. So here you can see clearly it has created, yeah, manufacturer underscore models, and this is the model. Okay. And similarly, manufacturer also. So let's examine the same in the workbench. Yeah. Here you can see manufacturer model, manufacturer underscore models. Okay. So here if you see, yeah, so three manufacturer records successfully it has created, right? So here if you see, um, yeah, um, yeah. So Maruti, Toyota, Kia. That's it, right? One, two, three, and similarly models also if you see, yeah, SUV, sedan, hatchback, right? And similarly, okay, this is model underscore manufacturers. I am supposed to see this particular one, manufacturer underscore models, right? So here you can see clear cut 1112. So that means one represents the manufacturer, that is Maruti, right? Maruti manufactures two models, that is SUV and sedan. So obviously 11 and 12. So just visualize this diagram 11 and 12. So these are the associations represents in the joint table. These arrow marks, okay. And similarly 2223, right? 2223. So obviously here you can see 2223. Okay. And similarly 33, right? So 33. It's clear cut. So I mean, so by this way, I mean, we have successfully established a unidirectional association between manufacturer and model, right? So now, see, even we can have this unidirectional association even at model entity side also. So let's uh, uh, let's demonstrate the same. So now what I am going to do, okay? So I'm just commenting this snippet of code, okay? And here, if you see the model, now I am going to establish unidirectional association in the reverse way. That means from model to manufacturer. Okay. So here, see. So now obviously, okay. So this code will break. Okay. I'm just commenting this piece of code which I just demonstrated just 2 minutes back. Okay. So now uh, I'm just uncommenting this code. Yeah. So here if you see, this is a test case, right? So this is a test case. Now I'm going to comment even this. Okay. So now, yeah, now we are good. So here you can see insert model records, right? So obviously here if I see, so now what I'm going to do is the same three models, the same three manufacturers. Okay, the only difference here is, so just sometime before, since we have at the rate many to many at manufacturer entity side, so I just tried all the models to the manufacturers by this way, and finally we have saved the manufacturer records. So now completely reverse. So we need to tie manufacturers to the models, right? So obviously here if you see, I just tied Maruti to SUV model. Okay, I just tied Maruti and Toyota to sedan model. Okay, so I just tied Kia to hatchback. Okay, so yeah, so yeah, let's see this diagram once again. Uh, any mistake here? So one second. SUV is manufactured by Maruti. Yeah, that's true. And sedan by Maruti and Toyota. Sedan by Maruti and Toyota. Okay. And now hatchback by Toyota and Kia. So I just added only Kia. So that's the issue. So here, if you see, uh, Toyota. Yeah. Yeah. Now we are good. Okay. So now let's run this particular test case. Oh, before running this test case, let me drop these tables from here. Okay, so yeah, so yeah, we are good. So now let me run this particular test case. So now also what it does internally, it will create again manufacturer table, model table, and this time it will create a brand new table with the name model underscore manufacturers. Okay, in which we are going to have model ID and as well as manufacturer ID. Why we just established association from model to manufacturer, right? So yeah, as of now we are discussing unidirectional approach only. Okay, so once it finishes, I mean, I will switch to bidirectional association. Okay, yeah, here you can see it has created. Here you can see event queries. Okay, see model. Okay, see model underscore manufacturers, right? So let's examine the results. Yeah, here you can see manufacturer model and system model underscore manufacturers. Why? Because the name will start with the entity in which we have at the rate many to many annotation, right? Now this time we have many to many annotation within the model. Earlier we have the annotation, the same annotation in the manufacturer. So that's why the table name started with manufacturer underscore model earlier. Okay. So now also if you see, I'm just refreshing the same three manufacturers and model, same three manufacturers. Okay. Now this time new table. Okay. So here if you see, I'm just refreshing. So this time you can see model id and this is a manufacturer id. Okay, so here you can see 1 1. So and 1 in the sense suv is manufactured by Maruti. Okay, and this 2 represents sedan. Okay, so here you can see 2 2 2 1 2 2. So that means sedan is manufactured by Maruti and sedan is also manufactured by Toyota, something like this. Okay, and 3 2 3 3. So hatchback is manufactured by Toyota and hatchback is manufactured by Kia also. Perfect. So this is a what you say, unidirectional association from manufacturer to model and similarly model to manufacturer, right? So far so good. So now, uh, as a next step, okay, we are going to establish a bidirectional association. So for that, what I'm going to do here is okay. Um, Okay, so we have this annotation in the model, right? So just sometime before we have commented, right? Now let me uncomment. Okay, yeah. So now if you see, we have at the rate many to many annotation at the both sides. That means at the manufacturer entity side and similarly at model entity side also. Here you can see model also we have at the rate many to many. Simply we have cascade is equal cascade type of process at both the sides, right? Uh, so now, what you say? If we have this type of association at both the side, okay, this will known as bidirectional association. Okay. Now, if you save the records, what happens internally? Let's see. Okay. So now, okay, I'm just commenting this piece of code. Okay. Sorry, uncommenting. Oh, okay. Here, code is breaking, right? So I guess I need to uncomment this piece of code also. Yeah, yeah. So far so good. Okay, so here if you see, uh, yeah. So yeah. So this one, yeah, line number, okay. Here you can see, okay, insert manufacturer records bidirectional. Okay, so here I will just show you what I have written. Okay, so same thing, three model records, three manufacturer records. The only difference at this time is since we have a bidirectional association, so we need to tie model records to the manufacturer and similarly we need to tie manufacturer records to the model. Okay, so that's what I'm doing over here. See, so this highlighted piece of code, what I'm doing, I'm tying all the three models to three respective manufacturers. Okay, now if I just scroll down, reverse. Okay, here I'm just tying all three manufacturers to three models, that is SUV, sedan, all these things. So by this way, I have established a bidirectional association. Okay, so yeah, finally I'm just saving a records of records with the model. Okay, model repository. Of course, even we can save even with manufacturer also. Why? Because anyhow we have established a bidirectional association, right? So it doesn't matter, you can save the records with model. So model in the sense you need to save model records, or otherwise we can even save manufacturer records also. Okay? Because we have added attribute cascade is equal to cascade type dot process on both the sides. So now let me run this particular test case. Before that, let me drop these tables. Okay. Yeah. So I just successfully dropped. Okay. So okay. So here bidirectional. Yeah. I'm just running this particular test case. Yeah, once again, I'm explaining. Three model records and three manufacturer records. Okay, since it is a bidirectional association, so I just tied model records to the manufacturers, and similarly I just tied all three manufacturer records to the respective models. So finally we can save model records or even manufacturer records also. Either one of them is enough. But because we have added cascading functionality in between these two. So so I so what happens internally? So now Hibernate will create four tables. Okay, one is for manufacturer table, model table, and this time two more new join tables. So brand new tables. So here you can see model. Okay, here you can see model underscore manufacturer. Okay, and somewhere yeah, manufacturer underscore models also. So why it has created two join tables? Okay, so for that, okay, here if you see, so as we have seen just 2 minutes back in the case of unidirectional approach, wherever we add this at the rate many to many, right? So basically, Hibernate will create a brand new join table with the name starts with manufacturer underscore models. Okay, suppose if you add this at the rate many to many in the model, obviously Hibernate will create a brand new table which starts with the name model underscore manufacturer. So since we have added the same annotation at both the sides, obviously it will create two brand new tables. Okay, so here if you see, now I'm just refreshing. Okay, yeah. Here you can see manufacturer for models, model and model for manufacturer, right? So here I'm just refreshing all the tables. Here you can see same three manufacturer, and here you can see three models. Okay. So now here you can see manufacturer underscore model. Okay. So obviously here you can see this first column represents manufacturer ID and this is the model ID. Okay, and similarly here you can see model underscore manufacturer. I'm just refreshing. Okay, yeah. So model versus this what's manufacturer model ID first column and manufacturer ID. So uh, so far so good. So just a recap, we have established a bidirectional association with at the rate many to many both the side. Okay, so then the outcome of this bidirectional association is internally Hibernate has created two brand new tables. Okay, so but is it really required to have this kind of two brand new tables? So can't we survive with either one of the table, right? So the answer is yes. Okay, so we can utilize either one of the table. Okay, so then how to achieve that, right? So for that, so we need to decide which entity side we are going to treat it as a owning side. So that's very important. So now, I mean, are we going to treat manufacturer as a owning side or model as a owning side? So that we need to decide. Okay. So now in our case, okay, I am going to treat this particular model as a owning side. Okay. And similarly, manufacturer as a non-owning side, right? So for that, in order to make this manufacturer as a non-owning side, we need to add something like this: mapped by equal to, okay, manufacturers. Yeah, so something like this. So wherever we add this mapped by attribute, so then that particular entity side acts as a non-owning side, and the other side obviously is a kind of a owning side. So now, okay, okay. Uh, so usually better to have this type of cascade is equal cascade that persist at the owning side. So that's why I mean, what do you say? The deciding factor between owning versus non-owning side comes here into picture. Okay, wherever we have owning side, I mean, we need to have this cascade of persist, merge, all these things at the owning side. Okay, so obviously that's why I mean I'm just removing this particular persist one. Okay, so so now okay, so here if you see this is a next test case. Yeah, with the help of underscore mapped by. Okay, so here if you see uh, yeah, so um, yeah, so this is a bidirectional association, right? Okay, yeah, so let me run this particular test case. Okay, underscore mapped by. So meanwhile I will explain. Anyhow it will take 1 minute, right? So let me drop the tables. Have I dropped or not? No, I didn't drop. I forgot. Let me drop. So yeah, so yeah, we are good. So now let me run this particular test case with the help of this map by. Okay, so run. Okay, yeah, now let me explain you the code. Okay, so nothing, I mean, here we have three models, three manufacturers. Okay, so obviously since it is a bidirectional association, I mean, we have tied models to the manufacturers and similarly manufacturer to the model, same thing, I mean, same previous test case, and just finally saved the records with the help of model repository. Why? Because now we have treated model entity as a owning side, right? So that's why I have added cascading functionality at the owning side. So here you can see model side many to many cascade is equal to cascade after persist. So by that way we need to just save the model records. That's enough. I mean internally it will take care of manufacturer records also, right? So so this time it will be creating only three tables. That is manufacturer, model, and model underscore manufacturer. Okay. Yeah, why? Because I mean, wherever the owning side is there, right? So the join table will start with the name owning entity side. So obviously, model is a what is a entity, right? So it will start with model underscore manufacturer. So here you can see. So manufacturer, okay. So model, okay. So yeah, model underscore manufacturer, as I said, right? So let's examine the results. Okay, I'm just refreshing. Yeah, as I said, manufacturer, model, and model underscore manufacturer. Okay, I'm just refreshing for your sake. Same three manufacturers, three models, and here you can see we need to see this one model underscore manufacturers. Yeah, so here you can see we have a what is a bidirectional association between the model and manufacturer. So obviously this table doesn't exist, right? Even if I refresh, nothing would be there, right? Yeah. So now so in the previous case also we have established bidirectional association. Now also we have established. The only difference is, so in a current case we just have a owning side versus non-owning side. So just by adding map to by attribute at the manufacturer side. Okay. So we have taken the benefit of map to by attribute. What you say, by adding at the manufacturer entity side. So by that way, this will act as a non-owning side, right? So I mean, finally, we have avoided the creation of two new tables. So from now onwards, it will create only one table, so that with the name model underscore manufacturers, right? So far so good. So then, okay, um, yeah. So can we delete a record from owning side and similarly from non-owning side? What happens? Okay. So here, if you see, we haven't added any cascading for the removal operations, right? Like for example, cascade is cascade type dot remove. So such kind of attributes we haven't added so far. Here, if you see, once again, I will show you hardly many to many. That's it, mapped by. So here we just have cascade dot persist. That's it. We don't have any cascade is cascade dot remove so far. So now, so let me try to delete a record. Okay, let me try to delete a record from modal side. Okay, so yeah, here you can see I will clearly show you. We have three models, right? Three models and three manufacturers, and here you can see model underscore manufacturers, right? Now I am just deleting this particular record. Okay, this particular record. Okay, yeah. So what I'm doing, I'm just deleting a model record whose id is 1. Okay, then what happens? Okay, if you just visualize this diagram. So model, obviously right side, owning side. Okay, I'm deleting this record whose id is 1, right? So then in order to delete, obviously it has association with this particular left side Maruti, right? Why? Because Maruti is manufacturing this SUV, right? So obviously, I mean, in the joint table, it is going to have this foreign key association of this model ID, right? So, so in Hibernate, what it does internally, whenever we delete a record of owning side, right? So internally, Hibernate will break this particular association by deleting this particular record. Okay, so something like this. Okay, it will. Okay, it will break this particular association. Okay, something like this, and finally it will just delete this particular record. Okay, so here if you see, yeah, test case is passed. Okay, so here if you see, yeah, so delete from model underscore manufacturer. So all these arrow marks, I mean, represents the what do you say, bidirectional association of the joint table. So right, so obviously here the joint table is model underscore manufacturer. So it will delete a record from this particular table, and finally it will delete this particular record whose id is 1. So that's what it has done, right? Here you can see delete from model also, right? So now let's examine the results. Okay, so here by looking at this diagram, okay, so 1 1, this 1 1 bidirectional association, um, obviously it has been deleted. Okay, so let's see here, I'm just refreshing. So before refreshing, let's see here, already we have 1 1, right? First record, so that will be wiped out. Here you can see, yeah, it's gone, right? And similarly, now if you come to model, obviously here in the diagram, it will delete the model also, right? Whose id is 1. So obviously here you can see we have three models. So as soon as I refresh, we will be having only two models. Yeah, so all manufacturer records are intact, right? So by this way, we have successfully deleted a record at owning side. Okay, at owning side. So now what happens if we try to delete a record, okay, at non-owning side? Okay, for example, I am going to delete a record of Maruti whose ID is 1. Okay, so in that case, what happens? Uh, okay, so here if you see, um, yeah, so since since we have deleted the respective records, right? So I'm going to delete this Toyota. Okay, so for example, here if you see, yeah, the next test case is here you can see, delete manufacturer record without cascade. Now manufacturer side. Okay, so that means manufacturer side in the sense this side, left side, I'm going to delete a record of Toyota whose id is 2. So here I want to say one point. Okay, uh, so if I uncomment this particular line, okay, and if I comment this particular line, so what it does internally, okay, Hibernate will try to delete its associations first, right? So, I mean, for example, with respect to Toyota, so 2223, so these two arrow marks. So, what it was supposed to do, it was supposed to delete the bidirectional association in the joint table, like how like how it has done just 1 minute back in the case of owning side deletion, right? Then obviously, as a next step, it should delete the Toyota record, but whenever we try to delete a non-owning side record, so Hibernate will not try to delete the its bidirectional association record. Okay, straight away it will try to delete this Toyota record. Obviously it will throw the foreign key constraint violation exception, right? So um, okay, anyhow I will show that one also. Okay, so here okay, so delete by id of 2l, what happens? Like here, just in a previous case, we just deleted a model record whose id is 1. Okay, now I'm just deleting a manufacturer repository dot delete by id by 2. Okay, it is supposed to delete these two records, 2223 first, and followed by this Toyota record, right? but um, but it would fail. Okay, I will show you one second. Yeah, so as I said, it has failed. Okay, here you can see caused by. Here you can see cannot delete or update a parent row. Okay, a foreign key constraint fails. Okay, so here you can see model underscore manufacturer. Clearly, it is saying that. So I mean, it was not able to delete a records from the model underscore manufacturers, right? So since it is not able to delete, obviously it has thrown the foreign key constraint violation exception, right? So so that's the problem. I mean, so we just sometime before we have happily deleted a record from the owning side, but we are struggling to delete a record at non-owning side, right? So so that's why here in the case of many to many, the owning side versus non-owning side plays a vital role. So that's why we need to decide carefully which side we are going to treat it as a owning side. So right. So now how to overcome this problem? So I mean, so we need to, what you say, we need to write some custom logic. Okay, so here if you see, I have written some custom logic. So here if you see in this logic what I have done, okay, I just what you say, fetched a respective manufacturer record which I am going to delete. So obviously I am interested in deletion of Toyota record, right? So that's why I just extracted from the database. So now if you see Toyota.get models, so Toyota.get models, in the sense obviously I will get two models, that is sedan and hatchback. So right, sedan and hatchback, these two models, it's pointing these two, right? So then I'm just iterating each model. So obviously first I will get this sedan. So then what I'm doing, I'm trying to break this bidirectional association, right? So in order to break this association, okay, so what I'm doing here, if you see, okay, M represents a model, M dot get manufacturers dot remove of Toyota, sorry, right? So here we have a model underscore manufacturer join table, right here. So just sometime before we have, right, model underscore manufacturer. Here I'm just refreshing. Yeah, so in this table, okay, I need to delete these two records, right? Which records? 222223, right? So that's why, I mean, so here if you see, with respect to model, so who is the manufacturer of this sedan? Obviously, right? So it will sedan dot get manufacturer, in the sense obviously it will give what you say, uh, two manufacturers, obviously Maruti and Toyota, right? So from that list I'm just going to delete this Toyota. So by this way, m dot get manufacturers dot remove of Toyota. So with this line what I'm going to do achieve, so here if you see, I'm going to achieve this association, I'm going to break this particular association, right? So in the next iteration what it does, okay, next iteration, okay, the say, I mean, Toyota's second model, obviously Toyota's second model represents hatchback. So now shortly I'm going to even break this association. So obviously hatchbacks owners list, hatchbacks manufacturer list, obviously Toyota and Kia. So from that list of two manufacturers, I'm just deleting this Toyota. So by that way, even I will what do you say, uh, I will be breaking this association. So as soon as we have broken this association, now we are good to delete this Toyota also, right? So we are good to delete this Toyota. So here you see, now I'm just what you say, saving this model repository dot save all of Toyota dot get models. So that means I mean these Toyota's models are sedan hatchback. I'm just saving these two. So then updated what you say, bidirectional associations will be updated in the join table. And finally, I'm just what you say, deleting this particular Toyota record. Okay. So let me run this particular test case. Okay. Yeah. So till now, I mean, we didn't play with the cascading. Okay, without cascading itself, I mean, we are just trying to delete a record initially at owning side. Successfully, we have deleted without writing any custom logic, but we are struggling to delete a record at non-owning side. So, I mean, Hibernate is not allowing you to delete a record, right? It has thrown a foreign key constraint violation exception. So to overcome that one, okay, we have written custom logic. okay, to break that bidirectional association like this, okay. And finally we have deleted the Toyota record, right? So now if you see in the database, obviously Toyota record will be wiped out, and these two bidirectional associations, that is 22 and 23 records, are also will be wiped out from the model underscore manufacturer. So here, yeah, test case is passed, okay. So here if you see, we have 2223 say, sorry, 22, uh, yeah, um, this one, yeah. So second and third record, right? 2223, okay. So I mean, I'm just saying right to left, so 22 and 23, okay. As soon as I refresh, we will be having only two records, yeah. You can see 21 and 33, right? So 21 in the sense, obviously, this one, this particular association, and similarly this association, the final association 33, yeah. And similarly, this record should be wiped out, right? Toyota. So here if you see, go to the manufacturer, so we have three manufacturers. As soon as I refresh, we'll be having only 1 and 3, yeah. 1 and 3, and models are intact. So earlier we have 2 3, the same 2 3 will be there, yeah. So yeah, so far, I mean, so far so good. I mean, we have successfully deleted a record from owning side and as well as from non-owning side without cascading. Okay. So now slowly we are going to discuss about cascading. Okay. So for that, I mean, I'm going to drop these tables once again. Okay. So once again, yeah. So let me try to insert the records. Okay. Um, yeah. Let me run. Okay, so meanwhile, yeah, meanwhile I will explain what I'm going to say here. Okay, so this particular case with cascading. So like, I mean, in the case of one to many, one to one, we have used successfully cascading, right? Cascade is will cascade dot remove. So now in which side we need to add this cascading? Okay, so if we look at this particular diagram, right side is the owning side, which represents a model, and left side is a non-owning side. So ideally it is recommended to add cascading at non-owning side, okay, non-owning side. So by that way, whenever you delete a Maruti record, it will delete Maruti and its respective children record. So that means its respective models, that is SUV and sedan, okay, right. So um so yeah, test case is passed. So I mean, we just inserted records once again, that's it, nothing fancy. I mean, we haven't done anything. So I'm just, I mean, verifying we have all the records once again. Yeah, we are good. So now if you see with cascading, okay, so now come to manufacturer. Okay, manufacturer is a non-owning side. Okay, now I'm just going to add cascading. Cascade is equal to cascade type dot remove, right? Yeah, we are good. Cascade dot remove. Okay, I just added only cascading, I mean, at the at non-owning side. Now if you see in the model, we don't have any cascading, right? We are clear. Okay, now I'm trying to delete a record at non-owning side, right? So here if you see with cascade manufacturer repository dot delete by ID of 1L. Okay, so I'm just running this particular test case. So now what happens, ideally what it should do, okay. So yeah, obviously it should delete Maruti. Why? Because we are deleting Maruti record, right? Now, I mean, how many kits it has? I mean, Maruti is manufacturing two models, that is SUV and sedan. Okay, here if you see SUV is not manufactured by any other manufacturers, right? So now it's good to delete SUV. Why? Because I mean, it doesn't have any other parents, so obviously it will break this particular association. So far so good. Now if you see this sedan model, okay, this sedan model is manufactured by two manufacturers, Maruti and as well as Toyota, right? So now, I mean, now cascading, what it does internally, okay, it will break these two associations. Okay, it will break these two associations, this association also, okay. So by that way it will make this particular sedan model free, I mean, free of all the associations with all manufacturers, and By that way, it's good to delete this particular set on record also. So that's what it is going to do shortly. Okay, but is it a expected way? So I mean, we are interested to delete a Maruti record. Okay, Maruti skids are two, that is SUV and sedan. So okay, SUV is fine. Okay, it doesn't have any other parent references, any manufacturer references. It is good. But in the case of sedan, okay, we are supposed to delete the association between Maruti and sedan. Okay, and we should not delete this sedan record, right? Even though cascading is there, cascading should not delete this sedan record. Why? Because the sedan is being manufactured by one more manufacturer. So in that case, cascade should behave intelligently in the behind the scenes. Okay, it should not delete this sedan record, and it should not delete even this association two also. But but I mean cascading, okay, but I mean cascading is what you say, um, forcefully even breaking this association between two and similarly one two, and even it is deleting this sedan record also, right? So yeah, here you can see test case is passed. Okay, here if you see now, okay, now just visualize this diagram. Okay, now see, Maruti first record also will be lost, and SUV okay, one by one I will show you. Maruti will be lost, right? Let me refresh the manufacturers. Okay, so yeah, as soon as I refresh, we will be having two records, that is 2 3. Okay, why? Because Maruti record is lost. Here it has deleted successfully. Now SUV also will be lost. Okay, so go to model. Okay, as soon as I refresh, it will be having uh yeah, sorry, two records. I mean, it has deleted two records, SUV and sedan. So just now, sometime before I said, right. I mean, in the case of cascading, what it is doing internally, it is breaking these two associations also, and forcefully even it is deleting sedan record also. By that way, here you can see we have only hatchback model. Now go to model underscore manufacturers. Okay, as soon as I refresh, what if you see, 1 1 will be gone, 1 2 will be gone, and 2 2 will be gone. Okay, we will be having only two records, that is 2 3 and 3 3. Okay, let me refresh, only 2 3 3 3. Yeah, you can see 2 3 3 3. So this is what I mean, how what you say, cascade was working behind the scenes. So it's not working as expected, right? I mean, ideally it should not delete this sedan record, right, forcefully. So here if you see, ideally, yeah, ideally what it is supposed to do, it is supposed to delete this one. I mean, Maruti, okay, SUV, okay, we are good. It doesn't have any parent references. Yeah, happily it can delete SUV. It can break this association one one. So far so good. And since sedan has one more association with one more manufacturer, then it should identify intelligently behind the scenes. Okay, then in that case, it is supposed to break the association between Maruti and sedan. That's it, and it should not delete this sedan record. But it's not happening inside. Okay, with the cascading, right? So now, what happens? I'm just to say, okay. So yeah. So now let me drop this particular three tables. Okay. Okay, three tables. Okay. So let me insert the tables just by running the test case once again. Which one? Which one? Yeah, one second, it will take a while. Yeah, meanwhile, I will explain you this next scenario. So that is, I'm going to keep this cascading even at the model side also. Okay, here if you see, so this is a model, right? Here you see, so far we have cascade is equal cascade tab dot remove only at non-owning side. Okay, now what happens even if I keep this the same thing even at the owning side also, right? So here we have already have this persist, right? So let me keep in the what you say, array kind of thing. Uh, so here cascade dot remove. Yeah. So now, what happens? I mean, we just kept cascade is equal to cascade dot remove. See, test case is passed. Now internal it has created a records. So far so good. Okay. So modern again we have got all the records intact. Okay. So now I mean we just added cascade equal cascade dot remove at both the side. Okay. I'm going to delete a same record once again. Okay. So without cascade, this one, okay, um, with cascade, right? Okay, manufacturer repository delete ID, okay, yeah. So here if you see, I'm just running, okay. So this time what happens, okay, since we have added the cascade is equal cascade type dot remove at both the side, that is non-owning side and as well as owning side. So now I'm trying to delete Maruti record, right? What happens? It will try to delete this Maruti. Okay. So before that, it has two kits, SUV and sedan. So SUV doesn't have any parent reference. Okay, happily it will delete this one also, and it will break this association also. Okay, now it will come to second kit, sedan, right? So now at sedan side also we have added cascade is equal cascade tab dot remove, right? So then what it does, okay, so it is trying to delete even sedan record and sedan kits. Okay, with respect to sedan, who are the sedan kits? So Maruti and Toyota, right? So then it will try to delete. It will try to delete. What do you say? Break these two association. Why? Because it will think cascading from the sedan perspective, right? So by that way, it will delete this sedan, and now it will try to delete Toyota. Why? Because Toyota also one of the kit to sedan, right? So now, okay, in Toyota side also we have added cascade is equal cascade tab dot remove, right? So then it will try to delete even this. Okay, now Toyota's kits are what you say, sedan and hatchback one, right? So obviously it will try to what you say, whenever we have I mean whenever we add cascading functionality, it will try to delete its record and as well as its children record, right? So even it's delete this particular association, okay, and it will try to delete this one, okay. And if you see again at hatchback side, again it, I mean it will consider the cascade is equal cascade dot remove, which we have added even at the modal side also. So by that way, even it will break this association, okay, and even it will delete the Kia record also. So what does it mean? Internally it will wipe out all the records. So let's see, I think yeah, test case is passed, okay. So ideally there should not be records, okay. So here if you see, yeah, so completely wiped out, okay. Manufacturer, okay, zero records, yeah. Model, zero records, yeah. So what does it mean? Okay, so when we add cascade is equal to cascade type dot remove at the non-owning side and as well as owning side, and if you try to delete a record at non-owning side, so as I explained in the diagram, okay, so because of cascading effect, it will try to delete its children and it is trying to delete its children and it is trying to delete its children. Similarly like that, it will try to delete all the records of its training action. Okay, so so it's too bad, right? I mean, I mean, this is not working as expected, right? So the conclusion of this discussion is we should not use cascading at either of the sides. Okay, so that's why I'm going to remove this one. Okay, so let me drop these three tables once again. Okay, so once again, yeah, we are good. Okay, okay, let me insert the records. Okay, yeah, yeah, it will take a while. Okay. Yeah, meanwhile, meanwhile, if you see, if you come here, okay, I'm just deleting this cascading. Okay, I'm just deleting, yeah, I'm just deleting this cascading even at model side also. Model side, yeah. So model side, this one, deleting this one. Yeah, so now we don't have any cascading either at manufacturer or model side. Okay, since we have observed, I mean, too many bad effects with cascading, I just deleted this cascading attribute at both the sides. Here also I deleted even at the model side also, right? So now, okay, we have deleted cascading. Then now how to delete a record? Okay, so how to see? Test case is passed. And now again successfully we have inserted the records. I'm just refreshing. Okay, yeah, we have again all the records intact. Yeah. So now, okay, come to test case. Okay, here if you see the last two test cases. Okay, yeah. So here if you see delete manufacturer records in a better way without cascading. Since there were too many bad effects, I just removed. Okay, then without cascading, how to achieve this? Okay, now we need to write some custom logic. Okay, here if you see, Okay, delete manufacturer record. So I will explain you in the diagram. Okay, let me undo. Yeah, so this is what we are expecting. So whenever we try to delete a Maruti record, so obviously it will delete the Maruti record, and SUV doesn't have any other manufacturer references. How happily we can delete even SUV, we can break this association. Now coming to Maruti has one more kit, that is sedan. So now sedan is manufactured by two manufacturers, that is with I mean Maruti and Toyota. So obviously we are not supposed to what is it break this particular association between two, and we are not supposed to delete this sedan record. In case if sedan also doesn't have any other parent reference, then we can happily delete the sedan. But here in this case, sedan is manufactured by Toyota also, right? So we should not delete this sedan record, and we should not break this association. So but we can happily break the association between Maruti and sedan. So that's why, so this is the expected output. So for this, okay, what I have written the logic, okay. So I just extracted the Maruti record. Okay, first of all, okay, obviously Maruti record from the database. Okay, I got the Maruti record. Now, obviously Maruti.getModels.stream.for each. Okay, Maruti.getModels in the sense how many models? Obviously, I will get two models, that is SUV and sedan, right? So I'm just iterating. It will iterate two times, right? So first, in the case of SUV, what happens? Okay, in the case of SUV model, okay, I'm just verifying how many manufacturers. I mean, e.getManufacturer.size. Okay, SUVs manufacturer's list size. Okay, SUV is manufactured by only one manufacturer. Obviously, the size will be one. So here, if you see, size will be one. So in that case, we are good to delete that SUV. Okay, yeah, we are good to delete this particular SUV, but like this. I mean, model repository delete by ID of this one. Okay, since it doesn't have any other parent references, we are good to delete. Okay, now in the second iteration, it will Maruti has one more kit, that is sedan. So this time what happens? It will try to execute the same logic, right? It will try to execute the same logic. So sedan's manufacturer's list size is 2, right? Not 1. Why? Because sedan is manufactured by Maruti and as well as Toyota. So that's why it will try to enter into this else condition. So in the else condition, what I'm doing? Okay, e dot get manufacturers dot remove of Maruti. So that means with respect to sedan, okay, I'm trying to delete the association between Maruti and sedan. Okay, just by executing this statement, get manufacturers. Okay, dot remove of Maruti. So sedans manufacturers Maruti and Toyota. Okay, out of those two associations, I am just deleting Maruti's association by passing Maruti. Okay, by that way, this will be deleted. This record will be deleted, and finally, I'm deleting this Maruti record. Finally, I'm deleting this Maruti record by manufacturer will delete by ID of Maruti.get ID. So that means this operation. Finally, this operation, right? So now let's run this particular test case. Okay. Okay, so I mean, in case if test case is passed, so we will expect this results. Okay, so I mean, one will be deleted from the join table, and SUV will be deleted, and the sedan will not be deleted. However, it will delete the association between Maruti and sedan, that is 1 and 2, and finally Maruti will be deleted. This is the ideally the better way, right? This is what we have expected, right? So earlier, I mean, this is what I mean, we have not achieved with cascading earlier, right? So here, if you see, I mean, shortly it will, I mean, this thing will pass. Yeah, so just bear with me. This is the output we are expecting. Yeah, see, test case is passed. Now let's examine the results. So, however, I mean, here you can see, see, Maruti should not be there. Okay, let's examine the manufacturer's table. So first manufacturer table, I am just refreshing. So we are supposed to have 2, 3, right? Toyota and this one, Kia, right? Yeah, Toyota and Kia. Why? Because Maruti is deleted. Now, coming to this models list, SUV will be lost, right? We will be having only sedan and hatchback. Let me refresh model. Okay, so here you can see sedan and hatchback. Yeah, as expected. Now coming to model underscore manufacturer, these two records 1 1 and 1 2 will be deleted. Out of 5 records, as soon as I refresh, first two records 1 1 and 1 2 will be deleted. Yeah, you can see 2 2 2 3 and 3 3, 2 2 2 3 3 3. Yeah, so this is what we have achieved, right? I mean, we have successfully achieved this what you say, the expected the expected outcome of records deletion from the non-owning side. But I mean, I agree. I mean, this will slow down a bit. I mean, performance. But what you say? Ideally, we will achieve the accurate results, right? So in the same way, even we can try to delete the record even from owning side also. The same operation. So okay, since to save the time, okay, what you say, I'm not going to execute this particular test case. However, I will just walk you through the code. Okay, I'm trying to delete the model record. Here you can see the same thing. So similar type of logic only I have executed. Okay, so it's just kind of assignment to you. You people try to, what you say, execute this piece of code at your end. Okay, so yeah, so I mean, if we try to delete a record, obviously, I mean, it will try to delete this particular record. It will break this association. Okay, and it will try to delete this particular record. Okay, so yeah, so we are good. So with this, I am ending this particular discussion. So let's recap the key points. Okay. So we have discussed so many scenarios. So the case one, okay. So if we keep at the rate many to many only in the model entity side, okay, it's kind of a unidirectional approach. Then what happens internally? So something like this, many to many, the model side in the sense it manufacturer side. So then in that case, it will create three tables, manufacturer and model underscore manufacturer. Why we have kept many to many within the model. So obviously join table will start with the name model underscore manufacturer, right? Yeah, we are good. This is a unidirectional approach. The same unidirectional approach reverse. If you keep at the rate many to many in the manufacturer side. So obviously many to many set of models, right? So in that case also it will create three tables, manufacturer model. So this time join table will start with the name manufacturer. Why we have added many to many within the manufacturer, right? Yeah. So case 1 and case 2 talks about unidirectional approach. Now case 3. So case 3, if we keep at the rate many to many, both in model and manufacturer entities without mapped by attribute. So we just added, that's it, at the rate many to many at manufacturer and as well as at model, that's it. We haven't added mapped by. Without mapped by, what happens? Without mapped by, it will create four tables, manufacturer, model. Since we have added at the rate many to many, at the manufacturer side, I mean, it will try to delete, sorry, it will try to create a joint table with the name manufacturer and models. And we have also added at the rate many to many at the model side. Obviously, it will try to delete one more brand new table with the name model underscore manufacturer, right? So this is a bidirectional association. Without mapped by, four tables are created. Now case 4. Okay, so in the case 4, same similar to the previous case. The only difference is this time we have added mapped by attribute within the manufacturer entity, something like this, many to many mapped by equal to manufacturer, something like this. Okay, so yeah, so in the manufacturer entity, we are having set of models. In that one, we just added a mapped by attribute. So by that way, what happens? It will create only three tables. That in the previous case it has created four tables, right? Now in this case it has created only three tables. That is model underscore manufacturers only, right? So now by adding this mapped by, we are what you say, we are treating this manufacturer entity as a non-owning side. The other side, that is model side, model will act as a owning side. So wherever we have a owning side, okay, so I mean, it will create a joint table with the name model. So that is owning side, model underscore manufacturer. So now the other non-owning side also will be going to utilize the same table, same joint table, right? So by that way, it will create only three tables, uh, right? So yeah, so ideally, this is a recommended approach. Uh, so in which I mean, what do you say, it will be creating only three tables. So we are going to have at the rate many to many at the both the sides. So I mean, we will make either one of the side as a owning side. So in this case, we are treating model as the owning side, and the other side, manufacturer side, we just added map to by attribute like this. So obviously it will not create a joint table with the name manufacturer underscore model, and it will try to utilize the existing table, that is model underscore manufacturer, only even from the manufacturer side, right? So this is a recommended approach what everyone used to follow, right? So now, so what extra we have learned here? Okay, so here if you see recommended key points. So always bidirectional association is the recommended approach. Okay, and add mapped by attribute and make the entity as non-owning side. other side will act as a owning side. That's what we discussed just now. Now, okay, if you try to delete a record at owning side without cascading, okay, without cascading, obviously then Hibernate will first delete the respective associations from the join table automatically, and finally it will delete the record from the owning side. That's what we have observed, right, sometime before. So there was no issue in deleting a record from the owning side. So that's the benefit of what is it, treating owning side, treating the entity as a owning side. Okay, so now here if you see the second point, if you try to delete a record, same scenario at non-owning side, okay, without cascading, then Hibernate will not delete the respective associations from the join table automatically. So we need to delete the same manually. So we need to take care of records deletion from the join table manually. Okay, so Hibernate will not do for us. Okay, in case if we try to delete a record at non-owning side, right? So that's what we have observed. Okay, now if you see, so we also observed that the below bad effects of cascading when we keep cascade is equal cascade dot remove at non-owning side. Okay, and try to delete a record at non-owning side. Okay, so that's what we have observed, right? Sometime before what we have done. So initially we have added cascade is equal cascade dot remove at the non-owning side, and slowly we tried to delete a record at non-owning side. So that time what happened? So deleting a record at non-owning side and its children, okay, even if they are associated to other parent. So cascading is a bit what is aggressive operation. Okay, it is trying to delete a children even that children is referenced by other parents also. So cascading is removing the association of its children, okay, with other parent, okay, and then try and thereby deleting the children too, right? So that's what we have observed, right? I mean, so sedan has a Toyota, even it is breaking the association between Toyota and sedan, and finally even it is trying to delete the sedan record. So that is not expected, but that's happening. That's what happening with cascading. Okay, so if you keep cascade, you cascade at remove at both non-owning side and owning side, then as well. Okay, suppose if you keep the same thing even at the owning side also, both the side. So then try to delete a record at non-owning side. Then Hibernate will delete all records of its chained objects till the bottom record, which is too bad, right? So that's what we have observed, right? I mean, if you keep cascading at both the side, if we try to delete a record at more the non-owning side, it will slowly it will try to delete all the associations, all the models, even all the manufacturers. So everything will be wiped out as in the process of chaining. Okay, that's what we have observed. Okay, in the final key points, so the best way is to do not use cascade is cascade dot remove at both the sides. Okay, and write custom logic to remove the children. Okay, we need to write some custom logic in order to achieve our expected output. Okay, so verify each child record whether it has any references with any other parent or not. Okay, suppose if it has reference, if yes, then what we need to do, then only delete the association with the child only, okay, from the join table, and do not remove the child by disassociating the associations with the other parents. Okay, so what it is saying, so for example, if sedan has a association even with Toyota, so in that case do not delete the sedan record and do not delete the association between the Toyota and sedan. Okay, that's what it is saying. But you I mean we can delete the association between Maruti and sedan. Okay, so if no, okay, then delete the child record. If no, in the sense, see, SUV does not have any reference with any other parent, any other manufacturer. So in that case, we are good to delete this SUV record. So that's what we clear up. Finally delete the record which you are trying to remove the either. So after deleting, finally we are good to delete the Maruti record, right? Yeah. So yeah, by this way, I mean. We have discussed, I mean, so many scenarios in the case of many to many with respect to insertion and deletion. So, and we have also discussed the bad effects of cascading, and finally we have discussed the better way of deletion of records without cascading by writing some custom logic. Yeah. So yeah, so if you really like my video, please like and share and subscribe to my channel. Yeah, thank you.